Good evening, everyone. This is back to Mariners baseball. This is Rooftop Sports. And right off the bat, the good news is, on top of the bad news that we had, Dylan Moore has been activated from the injured list. So he is back to playing baseball, and he's going to be playing in right field. But of course, we know what the bad news is. The bad news is the Mariners have now dropped 2 in a row, and it has been a while since the Mariners have dropped 2 in a row. I think the last time they dropped 2 in a row was, I believe it was, man, what was it? I think it was when they lost to the Tigers, and they hadn't lost a series since. But man, dude, the Mariners really got to get back into it. Hey, Daniel Barry, how's it going? Thank you for being here. And also hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification. And also my donating goal will be $50. Let's make it happen tonight. And that we can get that momentum going forward. And the Mariners are going to have they have a tough road ahead of them. They got the A's and their lineup. Let's just get right to it. Got Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, Tyler Soderstrom, Miguel Andujar, Shea Langoliers, JJ Bleday, Jacob Wilson, who hit the game winner, Kurtz, and Luis Urias, who's also been off to a good start, former Mariner. And now the Mariners lineup is going to be leading off as J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco, Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena. Good news that he is back. Mitch Garver, Dylan Moore, Donovan Solano. Did I just read Donovan freaking Solano? Yeah, I did. Yeah, there's an 0 for 3 right there. Ben Williamson and Miles Mastroboni. Now, Ben Williamson has kind of cooled off a bit, but he did contribute last night, and Miles Mastroboni has also been cooling off. And who are the pitchers today? They've got a lefty, and surprisingly, Jorge Polanco is going to be playing from the right side because they really need his bat. We got Emerson Hancock. Both of them have very spotty ERAs, so I believe that this is the game where the Mariners should take advantage of the opportunity to actually win this game. Game's going to start in about 2 minutes. As for the favorites, the Mariners are actually the underdogs for this game, while the A's are actually the favorite to win this game, but it's not by much. Got some commercials, new commercials, updated commercials coming up. It's going to be about the pizza place and the Mexican food truck that I also work at. And finally, I'm glad to be back at this Mariners game. Now I really want to see where my progress is at. So I missed yesterday's game with the exception of the extra innings. And I am in attendance for this game. Let's see where it's at. I'm at 18 games so far. And my magic number is now 82. So still a long ways to go, but I do believe that I can reach that goal. And we got Jeffrey Springs on the mound. Last 2 starts against the Mariners, he has struck out 18, given up no runs, 4 hits, and 3 walks. So he is not going to be a walk in the park, I can tell you that. Other things I have for the commercial break is I also have some of my softball highlights. And yep, I already told you that starting lineup. The only thing I don't like is Solano, but he is batting 137, so he is hitting, I guess, a little bit better. Let's see where he is at. And now we got J.P. Crawford up to the plate. And this first pitch is going to be brought to you by SeatGeek. And here we go. And here is Springs with that very first pitch. And here it is. And that's going to be popped up to left field. And he is there. And he makes the catch. And that is going to be one away. Already, right on the first pitch. We got Springs with a four-seam fastball, a slider, changeup, sweeper, and a cutter. He is not going to be an easy one. I can tell you that. He is not going to be a walk in the park. And now we got Jorge Polanco. He's actually batting from his right side. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Jorge Polanco, he is batting .369 with 9 home runs and 27 RBIs. He has got to be one of the league leaders. And now the pitch to Polanco, and that's going to be a ball. I'm going to also look at Jorge Polanco's stats and see how he's doing against the lefties this season. I don't think he's really doing much. We're at 1-1 so far. Against lefties, he's batting .333. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and left fielder's there, and he makes the catch. That is Tyler Soderstrom, and now that's already 2 outs. It was a solid hit, but it just happened to get into the range of the outfielder. It was not a bad swing, I can tell you that. Now I'm showing Donovan Solano. Since he was in the 100s, Donovan Solano is actually batting, believe it or not, .308 in his last 5 games, to put it into perspective. Now here's Julio Rodriguez. And now here's a fly ball to right center field. And that's actually going to be gone. That's a home run for Julio Rodriguez. Couldn't tell if that's a home run, but the Mariners get on the board to make it 1-0 off a home run by Julio Rodriguez. Mariners take the lead to make it 1-0 over the A's, and a good way to start. Wow, that was like literally right on the first pitch, and he literally... Hey, Julio and Randy, just stop it. Stop with your over-boasting celebrations. Stop being a bunch of posers. But Julio hits that home run, and believe it or not, I would have... If I visited Sacramento, I would have saw that. Here's a Rosarena. And that is a strike. It's crazy to think that I really would have been at Sacramento. I would have saw a Julio home run with my naked butt eyes had I make that trip. But don't quit your day job. Really wrecked me. Now the pitch to Rosarena. Ooh, that's going to be up high for a ball. That's going to be 1-1. Good to see Julio hit a home run to get the Mariners on the board real quickly. And now here's Randy Rosarena. Now the pitch. And that's going to be check swing. He does not go. And that's going to be ball 2, 2-1. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 3-1. And the other interesting thing is the Texas Rangers waived Leody Taveras, and the Mariners decided to pick him up to add some outfield depth that the Mariners desperately need because of all these injuries. And now the 3-1, and that's going to be a strike. And Randy Rosarena thought that was ball 4, but umpire disagreed otherwise. And we're going to try this again. And now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch up high for ball 4. Take your base. That was an easy one right there. And now we got Randy Rosarena at first base. Yeah, they're showing Julio home run. That was a really nice hit. It was on the first pitch, too. And it was well out of there. It was definitely out of the range of the fielder. And there's a nice little grass area. I think I want to sit there. And now here's Mitch Garver up to the plate. He's batting .231 this season. And now the pitch. And that is a swing and a foul ball. That is going to be strike 1 to Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver in place of Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh actually got the night off, which again, they should have gave him the night off against Texas because right now Mariners are playing a very critical game against the A's. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 1-1 to Mitch Garver. "13 pitches for Springs so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. We're looking at 2-1 for the Garver. Garver is actually ahead of the count, believe it or not. Now we got a throwback, and that is going to be not in time. Now we're at 2-1, and now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. 3-1. Three and one by Springs, and now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. 16 pitches for Springs so far. And now the 3-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. But don't forget, Julio Rodriguez hit that leadoff home run, and that will make it a 1-0 game. What do we got here? We got BB going. Found the channel 2 hours ago. I've been in need of more Seattle context. Thanks, G. So you're a Sounders guy. I can tell you that not really going to give you Sounders content, but I do have a lot of Mariners, and I even have some Sonics content. Let me know which video that you would like, or at least any of my popular videos. But here, to get to know myself, well, I could show you some softball highlights, which I was going to show anyway. So here it is. So yeah, that was like a base hit of mine. I played softball, a doubleheader last night. I actually went 3 for 3 on both games. So I went 6 for 6. So my batting average dramatically increased pretty significantly. Trying to remember how I did in those 2 games. If I do have a recollection when I played those games. Gonna look at my calendar and see if I remembered. I remember March I didn't play. Let's see, April 7th, I did not play. 14th. Guess I think I did play that game. I think I went like 1 for 3 that game. And we are back from the break. So I went 1 for 3 in that first game. Fans of all sports, Sounders, yeah, Mariners. I have some history videos in the pitch, and that's going to be popped up to left field. Should be playable, you would think. Oh, and he makes the catch. Master Boney fell down on his butt, but he makes the catch to get Lawrence Butler out on the first pitch. Yeah, I have some videos on Mariners nostalgia, so there's also that. So check out my channel. I'm sure that you subscribe to my channel. And which other channels do you follow in the Mariners community? I would like to know that one. Very curious about that. And then 21st, did I play that game? I did not play. And now here is the next pitch. Now here it is. That's going to be low for a ball. Now remember, I played those double headers. First, I went 1 for 3. Then I went 1 for 3 again. Then I went 2 for 3. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Counting how I really did. And now the 1-1. And that is low for a ball. This is Brent Rooker. He's 2-1 count. He's batting .241 this season. Now the pitch, and that's gonna be low for ball 3. Emerson Hancock is struggling a little bit to find the plate. Now we're at 3-1, and the pitch, and that is a strike this time, and that is going to be 3-2 full count. So I went 10 for 15 that season. I actually got 10 hits. I batted 667 for that softball season. As now we're at 3-2, and that's going to be low for ball 4. Take your base. In the first 2 games, I actually did struggle. I was at 333, and then 3-4-7. Then it went to, wait, hold on. It was 2 for 7. I was actually batting as low as 285 when I started. Now here's Tyler Soderstrom batting 279. The pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. He's a dangerous hitter. He's the one that hit the home runs initially against the Mariners. 8 pitches so far for Emerson Hancock. Now we're at 0-1, and now the pitch. Big swing and a miss. I hit the dirt, and that's going to be strike 2. And Athletics leaders, he is the leader in home run along with Brent Rooker. Most hits is actually Jacob Wilson. He's a new one. Now we're at 0-2, and that's going to be low for a ball again. One and two. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And he gets Tyler Soderstrom out of there. And that's going to be 2 outs. So, yeah, Jacob Wilson's off to an excellent start this season. This is pretty much, I guess this is his official rookie year. He spent some time spent a lot of time in the minors last year. For Jacob Wilson, he's a first-round pick. He was a 6th overall. And now we got Andujar in the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. You would think that Cole Young would be ready by now. I shouldn't be talking about him right now because it's not his time yet. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch, and a big swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Cole Young is now 21 years old, going to be 22 real soon. And a nice hanging slider by Emerson Hancock. And now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And check swing, and they'll throw to second base, and that is going to be not in time. That's a stolen base for Brent Rooker. And we're still at 1-2. Mitch Garver is the catcher because Cal Raleigh's having the night off, and Brent Rooker had a pretty good jump on that too. Not a great throw by Mitch Garver, by the way. As we're at 1-2 for Andujar. And the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. That actually could score in the run. Here comes Brent Rooker. The throw to the plate, and that's going to be cut off. Throw to second, but Miguel Andujar does get out. But the A's do get on the board to even the game, and that's going to retire the side. But again, the A's do score, and we have ourselves a tie ball game. And now it's time for... Let's show this one. And this time I want to do a little commercial break. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Use that promo code RoofTopSports as we got the Toronto Blue Jays coming to town. So save those $20 so you can use that $20 towards getting some good Chinese food in the International District. And with how this commercial breaks is going, here's my second hit.
Nice, Joe. Nice. Go, 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 go. Oh, he made it.
Yep, that was my second hit. And we are back from the break. As we got the next three batters up, I believe it's going to be Dylan Moore, Donovan Solano, and Ben Williamson. And to put it into well, first here is Dylan Moore, who's just back from injury, and now the pitch, and that was a curveball, and that is going to be a strike, and that was a really nice pitch. Dylan Moore this season has 6 home runs, 286 with 9 RBIs. He's been a huge contributor for this team. And now the pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. Doesn't get it this time. And now the pitch again. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to, I think that's a foul ball. Nothing doing on that one. And we're going to try it again at 1-2. Mariners roster moves. Leody Taveras claimed from the Rangers. They claimed him off the Rangers. Samad Taylor went back to AAA. Luis F. Castillo designated for assignment. He is no longer on the team. And Dylan Moore reinstated the 1-2. And a ground ball foul again. And Dylan Moore is fighting it off the best that he possibly can to keep the Mariners in this game, at least for this inning. As we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be just outside for a ball. Camera pointing to Dan Wilson. He was visibly frustrated last night with the bad calls. And the 2-2. Low for a ball. 3-2 for Dylan Moore. As we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now we've got one away here in the top of the second inning. And next is going to be Donovan Solano. But to put it into perspective, Donovan Solano in his last 5 games, he has actually batted .308 with a .308 OBP. He's only struck out once. So he's somewhat been a little bit more useful. Let's see what he can do. And now we're at the pitch. And that's going to be just outside for a ball. And that is going to be an 0-1 count on the Donovan Solano. As now we're at the 0-1 and now the pitch. And now here's a liner, and that's going to be a foul ball. At least he's getting some contact out of these pitches. At least one of them. And that is now going to be an 0-2 count. And now here's the 0-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. At least he's making contact. As we're at 0-2 for Solano. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. 1-2. Jeffrey Springs had a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. As now we're at the 1-2. Low for a ball again. That's going to be 2-2. And now here is the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And we got Ben Williamson up to the plate. And now here's the pitch to Ben Williamson. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that was a big swing and a miss. And that's going to be 0-1. And now the 0-1. And that's going to be inside for a ball, 1-1. Ben Williamson is batting .254 with 10 RBIs. So he has contributed well. And now the pitch. And now here is a liner to left field. And that is going to drop in for a base hit. And Ben Williamson will get on base with a single. And now you got next man up to the plate. It's going to be Miles Mastroboni. Can he do much? I'm not sure. Mastroboni is batting .220 with 5 RBIs. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Now the pitch again. And that's going to be a strike. And that is a 1-1 count on the Maestro. We're at 1-1. And the throw to first. And that's going to be not in time as Ben Williamson gets back. We're now at 1-1 for the Maestro. 35 pitches for Springs. The pitch. Low for a ball, and that kind of nearly got away. And now we're at 1-2 on the Miles Mastroboni. Two and one. Springs got what he wants. Checks the runner. And now the 2-1. And that's going to be popped up to left center field, or maybe it's still running. And actually, that's going to be off the wall. And that is actually might bring in Ben Williamson. And there is no throw to the plate. And actually, that wasn't popped up. That was a huge fly ball to left center field by Miles Mastroboni. He gets an RBI double. And the Mariners now take a 2-1 lead. And what a nice hit it was. I just couldn't tell by the angles, but they were still running. And that hit just off the wall, right at the bottom of the wall. And now Mariners have now taken a lead. But let's just hope that this is not a shootout kind of game. Let's not have that. As now we're at 0-1 for JP Crawford, the pitch. And that's going to in there for a strike. And that was outside the strike zone clearly. JP Crawford batting .291 with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. He is actually off to a very good start. As now we're at 0-1 for JP. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left center field with 2 outs. And he makes the catch. That is JJ Bleday. And that's going to retire the side. But nonetheless, Miles Mastroboni, he drove in Ben Williamson to help give the Mariners a 2-1 lead. And we'll go into commercial break. Yep, check out Snoqualmie Food Truck. They got some nice tortas. They got authentic Mexican food. It's amazing. You gotta do it. Go to Snoqualmie. It's gonna be the food truck next to Sahara Pizza. So go ahead and check them out. And meanwhile, here's my third hit of that first game.
All right, Joe. Woo! Too hard to handle.
I actually got a double on that one. And we're still on commercial break. Hopefully the Mariners don't give up another run. Mariners can't afford to do that. They have to win this game. Otherwise, obviously, they lose the series, and you don't want to go into a situation where you have to avoid the sweep. And we are back from the break. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike for Emerson Hancock against Shea Langoliers. Shea Langoliers is batting .226 with 7 home runs. He is the catcher. And now we're at 0-1. And a swing and a miss. That was a nice one. I think that was a changeup by Shea Langoliers. Or Emerson Hancock. Let's see what it was. Looks like it was a slider. Pretty nasty slider, too. The other one was a sinker. Now we're at 0-2. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to still be 0-2. Hancock has actually been pitching pretty efficient. Let's hope that he can actually go deep into this game to save the bullpen because they were completely burned out. So the Mariners are going to need to use Hancock for a little bit of time. And now the 0-2. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be a base hit, more like a grounder. And now we got Langoliers at first base already. And now we've got J.J. Bleday up to the plate, batting .226. You're going to want to get a double play because you don't want to give Jacob Wilson an opportunity with runners in scoring position. So let's get him out, or at least a runner on base. Get him out. Cal Raleigh having the night off. Now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And again, the series where it was necessary to bench Cal Raleigh was the Texas series. They should have benched him for that third game when they've already secured the series. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike on a nice 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Could have been a sinker. It actually was a sinker because it did have a nice little breaking. It's nice to have a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Cal Raleigh's now tied for the Major League lead with 12 home runs. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Got him on the inside. That was a fastball this time, going up to 96. It's good to see Emerson Hancock really improving his stuff. Actually, it was a sinker again. Seems to be a signature pitch. And now we're at 1-2. And the pitch to Bleday. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-2. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball popped up, actually. Solano should be there. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be 1 out. And now you got Jacob Wilson. You got to be really careful with this guy because he's the one that hit the walk-off single from last night's game. Now the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. Could be double play ball. Throw to second and throw to first. And that is in time for the double play. And that's going to retire the side. Amazing play by Ben Williamson. We go to the top of the third inning. Very quick inning, and it's 2-1 Mariners.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Still on commercial break at the moment. These commercial breaks feel a little bit longer. And we are back from the break. And now here is Jorge Polanco up to the plate. And now the pitch inside. And that kind of nearly got towards him. And that's going to be a 1-0 count. He's now batting .365. His batting average is dropping a little bit. He's kind of gotten onto his cold side. 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. He flew out the first time to pitch, and that's going to be up high for a ball. That's going to be a 2-0 count on Jorge Polanco. Polanco has the best slugging percentage in baseball, number 2 in OPS and number 2 in WRC+. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. That probably was his pitch right there. But it's going to be 2-1. I guess he didn't like the pitch very much. Because now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2. Not a good swing at all either. Wouldn't have went for it personally. But he did. We're going to try this again. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the first baseman. He gets it, and he makes the play, and that's going to be an out. And now we got Julio Rodriguez, who homered last time to give the Mariners a 1-0 lead, and they're showing it again. They should probably get over it. They call that the drive of the game. Had a 106-mile-an-hour exit velocity. And now here he is. 1 for 1 so far. It was that home run. And now the pitch to Julio Rodriguez. And that's going to be outside for a ball. He has now 6 home runs on 17 RBIs. Wonder how he's doing compared to last season. Now I'm really curious about it. Now the 1-0. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Wasn't even close to him. Now we're at 2-0. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. He tried to go for that one. That's going to be a 2-1 count. As we're at 2-1. On 34 games, he's at 206 with a 308 OBP, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. And now let's look at last year, 33 strikeouts. And now the 2-1 pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. Could be playable. And it doesn't make the catch, and I think that's a fair ball. And Julio gets the first base on a single, and the Mariners catch a break. Julio caught a break. I think that's more like going to be an error. I wonder if they're going to charge that as. They will give. They're going to give Julio the base hit. Yep, he didn't get to it. He lost track of the ball. That was Kurtz who failed to make the catch, the first baseman. And Julio in his first 34 games of the season, surprisingly, he was actually better. Only one home run. The pitch to Rosarena, and that's going to be a strike. He struck out 42 times, but he had 11 RBIs. So he wasn't slugging as much. As now we're at 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. And Julio, I think, really should try to steal the base, but he can't because we got a lefty, which will always keep an eye on him because of the angling. Now we're at 0-2 for Springs. And here's a Rosarena awaiting, and the 0-2. Up high for a ball. That is going to be a 1-2 count on Randy Rosarena. So with 18 Mariners games, by the end of this weekend, I should be in my 20s. And we're at 1-2 for Randy. And a throw to first. And it's not in time as Julio kind of had to rush back to get in there. And we'll try this again at 1-2 for Julio Rodriguez. And now the pitch. And that's going to be reaching, and that's a foul ball. It's going to be still 1-2. Julio was actually stealing on that one, too. We're at 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and it goes right to him. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 outs. And it's going to be Mitch Garver up to the plate. Interestingly, Julio just needs a double and a triple to reach for the cycle. Or shall I say hit for the cycle. Now we're at 0-1 for Mitch Garver. And the pitch. Up high for a ball, and that's going to be ball 1. One and 0 for Mitch Garver. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. We're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left field. And that is, I think that's foul. I don't think that's a home run on that. Nope. As we're at 1-2. And the throw back to first and not in time. We're at 1-2 for Mitch Garver. And the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back. And that is going to be still strike 2. One and 2 for Mitch Garver. Pitch number 58 is on the way. Now the pitch outside for a ball. And that is going to be 2 and 2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. Mariners leave a man on. That was Julio Rodriguez, but we will go into the next inning. Be right back. Ugh. Got a comment. Kevin Kirby is back. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing? It's just me, but every time Garver swings, it looks really lazy. I agree. It's pretty bad. I don't like it either. And we are back from the break. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. It's going to be Kurtz, and the A's have not gone through their entire starting lineup. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. As now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-1 for Kurtz. They got some solar panels out there. I don't think that's like necessarily the best location to put those, because what if the ball hits it? Why are there solar panels at the stadium? That makes absolutely no sense. Out in left field, like, sure, I commend you guys for trying to go green on whatever you want to do, but what if a baseball hits it? You're going to break it. And now the 3-1. And that's going to be a foul ball, gets back to strike 2. Now we're at a full count. And let's hope the Mariners can survive this inning. As we're at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again, as they are continuing to fight it off. And now the pitch. And that is going to be low for ball 4. Take your freaking base.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Wonder how Northwest Sports Fanatics are doing. And that's going to be a swing and a miss right down the middle. He has 30 people watching, and I only have one freaking person, not even anyone watching on YouTube. It really gets to me in some ways. I know I shouldn't let it get to me. As we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And foul ball that actually hit the umpire. Hopefully he's okay. And that's going to be 0-2. And now the pitch. Outside, and that actually gets away. And now you got a runner on second base with nobody out. And by the way, this is Luis Urias up to the plate. Don't quit your day job. Luckily, I got lucky this time. Missing those 2 games were critical. This could have been my 20th game of the season. Missed the Rangers game on Sunday at the last minute. And also missed the Angels game also at the last minute. 1-2. And that's going to be popped up to center field. And Julio was there. He makes the catch, tagging at second. And he throws the third, but nothing doing. Because the runner didn't even run at all. And he gets away with it. Now we got 1 out. Next up to the plate is going to be Lawrence Butler. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right. That's a foul ball, thankfully. And now we're going to try it again at 0-1. Now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that could be a double. Nope, won't be a double. Why was I saying double play ball? It's going to be play at first base, and that's going to be out. And now we got runner on third base, and this is going to be Brent Rooker up to the plate. And it could be dangerous. It's a big opportunity still for the A's. Got a runner on third base, and you just get the runner in on a poke. And the pitch to Rooker. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And the Athletics have tied this game on an easy single by Brent Rooker. And this game seems to be that it may just be a shootout after all. As soon as the Mariners score, the A's have an answer right back. And I don't think there was really a chance for J.P. Crawford to get that. It seems that the Mariners don't really have good positioning. That's all I can say right there. And here's Tyler Soderstrom at the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. That wild pitch by Emerson Hancock really did cost the Mariners dearly in this inning. Soderstrom is batting .277 with 9 home runs and 25 RBIs. Question is, can Soderstrom keep this up? And the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field and foul, just barely. And that's going to be strike 2. A lot of close calls in this game today. As we are at 0-2 on Tyler Soderstrom. Another throw to first. And it's not in time. We're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still 0-2. And the pitch. Up high for a ball, 1-2. One, two. And now here's the pitch out to throw to second, and that gets away. And Brent Rooker is going to third base. A terrible throw by Mitch Garver, or that J.P. Crawford just didn't have the glove on it. J.P. Crawford's defense hasn't been that great this season, but neither is when you have Mitch Garver. Like, this is exactly why they should have rested Cal Raleigh rather than today. I mean, when you're resting him on a very pivotal game of this series, like, this is where it's mismanaged. As we're at 2-2 for Soderstrom. Bad throw by Garver. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And that should do it for this inning. Ben Williamson is there. And he makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the top of the fourth inning. And once again, the Athletics even it up. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
And we are back from the break. Mariners are needing to answer once again. And I wonder who's up to the plate right now. It's going to be Dylan Moore. And it looks like time has been called. I wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going on right now. Here's Dylan Moore. And the 0-1 pitch. Or he's 0 for 1, sorry. Moore is now 282. 6 homers. And now the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and Lawrence Butler makes the catch, and that's going to be one down. It looked good for a moment. Now the pitch to Donovan Solano, and that's going to be up high for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. One and one for Donovan Solano. And the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball, 2-1. He seems to be working the count just a little bit better, I think. Can't really say much. Because now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And he check swinged it through. And that's going to be 2-2. Really bad swing. As we're at 2-2. And now here's a ground ball right to the first baseman. That's going to be 2 outs. Now here's Ben Williamson, the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. One for one is Ben Williamson. He got the base hit and scored. The pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. He's batting .265, 1 home run and 10 RBIs. He's been a gem for the Mariners so far. And now the 1-1. And a big swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. As we're at 1-2 for Ben Williamson. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still strike 2. As now we're at 1-2 for Ben Williamson. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a reaching, and that's going to be a foul ball. Still 1-2. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Toss over the first, and that's going to be in time. And that's going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning for the A's. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
Tired today.
Nice hit, Joe. Okay, Joe, now's your time to shine. Yeah.
Well, those are my highlights of me going 6 for 6. It's still early, Christian. I'm still I mean, they're on, they could easily lose 3 in a row by today, so my point still stands on the Mariners. Their offense is still very unsustainable. As we are back from the break. Now here's the pitch to Andujar. And the ground ball right to Ben Williamson. Easy play. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. And that's going to be one away. Now the pitch by Hancock. And that's going to be in there for a strike for Shea Langoliers. Oh and 1. Now the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's now going to be a 1-1 count. Still at 1-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. One and 2. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-2. Now the pitch. Ground ball right to Ben Williamson. Again, nice play. Throw over the first. And that is in time. Great play by Ben Williamson. And now we got 2 outs. Great defensive play. And it was barely in time. But we will more than take it. He makes it seem so easy. And you can't challenge that one. You ain't doing that. Not under my watch. Ben Williamson is now the 3rd best. Mariners fielding is actually 4th in baseball. The pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball. That's going to be a 1-1 count. Now the 1-1. And that is actually a strike. And that's going to be a 1-2 count on JJ Bleday. Still at 1-2. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did go. That's going to be strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. And the Mariners get a 1-2-3 inning, mostly contributed by the Ben Williamson. And we will go into the next inning.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki. Tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. It's going through May. Take advantage of it. And we are back from the break as they're showing Miles Mastroboni with his off-the-wall job. Now here's Miles Mastroboni. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. As now we're at a 1-0. And that is a strike. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that is low for a ball. And the 2-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball again. That's going to be 2-2 now. Let's keep it going. At 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called. And that is going to be 1 down. Now I got the top of the lineup. Now it's going to be J.P. Crawford. It's going to be up to him. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And we're looking at 1-0. And that's going to be low for a ball. Two and 0 for JP. As we're in the top of the 5th. And the pitch. Up high for a ball. That's going to be 3-0. If you get JP Crawford on base, now you have an opportunity with Jorge Polanco and Julio Rodriguez and even Randy Rosarena up. So there are opportunities. As we're at 3-0. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And JP Crawford was preparing to walk. I don't think he realizes that it's actually a strike. He couldn't believe it. And now it's 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball. He had the swing at that one. He swung at basically a home run pitch. And we're going to try this again. It's going to be 3-2 on JP Crawford. And now here's the 3-2. Now here's a liner to center field, and that is going to be a base hit as JP Crawford gets out of his 0 for 2. Now he's 1 for 3 with a single. And now you have Jorge Polanco. See what he can do. It's a nice hit by JP. Very solid hit. That's a JP that we know and would love. 84 pitches for Springs. He's been pitching quite a bit. Now we can get into the A's bullpen. As now we're at JP Crawford's on a 14-game hitting streak, and now here is Jorge Polanco, the pitch, and that's going to be up high for a ball. Now we're at 0-1 for Polanco. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. It's going to be 2-0. This is a very opportunistic inning for the Mariners. As we're at 2-0 for Polanco. We're at 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch. And that's actually going to be 3-0 for Jorge Polanco. 3-0 the count. And here it is. And that is a strike. You knew that she was not going to get that walk. The first three were cutter, changeup, and a slider. This time he just went with a fastball. Wonder if he's going to do it again. We're at 3-1. Throw to first and not in time. JP Crawford gets back on time. Polanco really trying to get something going. He is 0 for 2. He has struggled in this game. As we're at 3-1. 1 out and the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be foul ball again, or foul ball itself. And that's going to be a full count 3-2 now. And let's do this again. And the pitch. Up high for ball 4. Take your base. Jorge Polanco gets on base, and now it's an opportunity for Julio Rodriguez.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Let's see what Julio can do this time. And it looks like we've got the manager out, and I think he may have seen enough. Or maybe they're just having a little bit of a chatter. Springs has 17 pitches this inning. He's pitched mostly balls. And he's going to they're going to continue with them. And now it's Julio. He is 2 for 2. If he hits anywhere in the gap, that's going to score in a run. You can score that run with the feet of JP Crawford. Not the fastest. Julio, if he gets a double and a triple, he will get the cycle. So he is halfway for it. Better yet, I would like a home run, but let's just try to get the runners in. A runner in at least. 2 for 2 is Julio. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike, and Julio could not believe it. I couldn't believe it either. As now we're at 0-1 for Julio Rodriguez. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. As we're at 0-2. 0-2 for Rodriguez. He's really got to step up and get it going again. And time has been called. Julio's taking his time. Springs is on 92 pitches. I think if he can't get out of this inning, he will be replaced. So he'll be forced at a no decision no matter what. Well, obviously. As we're at 0-2 for Julio. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. 1-2. On deck will be Randy Arozarena, who is 0 for 1. And you really got to get the hits because you don't want to get into Mitch Garver either. As we're at 1-2 by Springs. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball foul. Even a sacrifice. No, you can't do a sacrifice fly. But it's all up to Julio. He's got to get this right. Or else you're going to be risking going into Randy Arozarena. And possibly, you would hope that you would get into Mitch Garver because that means the Mariners scored a run. As we're at 1-2 for Julio. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. That's not going to get anything done. Is J.P. Crawford going to tag? And he is tagging. And that's going to be J.P. Crawford, the third base. But we got 2 outs. It's going to be up to Randy Arozarena to get the job done. As we're at 0 for 1 is Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. This would be a wasted opportunity if the Mariners cannot capitalize with 2 men on, with a runner in scoring position. 96 pitches for Springs. This is probably going to be his last inning. And now here's the 0-1. Up high for a ball. That's going to be 1-1. But theoretically, Randy Arozarena has got to do it. He has got to connect. He has got to get a hit. If he doesn't get a hit, well, you're out of this inning. I won't even take a walk because that means Mitch Garver's the batter up next. He's not even at anything useful. The 1-1. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and he makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Going into bottom of the 5th inning. Still in commercial break. Tyler Halliburton is unreal, they say. I'm assuming the Cleveland Cavaliers lost the game today. Probably down 0-2 in the series. Emerson Hancock's fastball has vastly improved. He was a 92 in the last 2 seasons. Now he's 94. Very encouraging. And the Cavaliers did lose by 1 point. Therese Halliburton really is unreal, isn't he? For a team that went 64-18, they are just all of a sudden struggling to a team that is 50-32. Even Donovan Mitchell's 48 points was not enough. And the pitch. And that is a strike. 1-2 to Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson hit into a double play last time. And the 1-2. Now here's a ground ball. Diving stop by Crawford. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time, and that's going to be an out. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and Masterboni is there, and he makes the catch. And now it's Luis Urias up at the plate as he is 0 for 1. And here it is. And that's going to be up high for a ball. As now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-0. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be low for a ball again. 3-1 for Luis Urias. And it's 3-1. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Williamson. Toss over the first. That's in time to make it an easy 1-2-3 inning. That'll be 66 pitches for Emerson Hancock. And next, it's going to be Mitch Garver, Dylan Moore, and Donovan Solano. We go to the break. And looks like we are back from the break, and the sun has completely set here in beautiful Sacramento. Looks really gorgeous from up there. And yep, Springs is going to be done for the night. 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 2 runs, and 2 walks. Now there's Garver to the plate, and that is going to be a strike. Garver's been struggling. He is 0 for 2. Now we got Noah Murdoch. It's going to be a right-hander. He's actually struck out less than he's walked. And that's going to be a strike. His ERA is a 13.80. So you would think that this would be a great opportunity for the Mariners to take advantage. As we're at 0-2. Or 0-2 for Mitch Garver, the pitch. And that is strike 3 called. And yeah, Mitch Garver, this is going to be his last season for the Mariners. I just don't see him continuing with us. Nope. And now we're at 0-2. Now it's going to be next batter is Dylan Moore. As we're at 1-0 and the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 1-1. Now we're at 2-0, and that's going to be popped up to left field, and he's there, and he makes the catch, and that is now going to be 2 outs. And next up is going to be Donovan Solano. Now here's Donovan Solano. He's 0 for 2, but he's really got to get it going. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Batting 132 with no home runs and 1 RBI. And the 0-1. Low for a ball, and that's going to be a 1-1 to count. And now the 1-1. It's going to be ground ball foul. We're at 1-2. And the pitch. Here's a ground ball, and that gets off of the glove, and he might get it on time, and he does. And the bobble by the pitcher from the bullpen, and Donovan Solano catches a break. I wonder if that's going to be an error, or they're going to credit that as a hit. Still waiting to see what they're going to say out of that. Yeah, he just bobbled it. That seems like an error to me. It's actually a base hit. They're going to call it an infield base hit. Now here's Ben Williamson, and he takes it for a strike. It's going to be 0-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. As we're at 0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. Excuse me while I need another commercial break because this game is increasingly frustrating.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Still on commercial break at the moment. The one rant I do have, another rant I have is the Mariners game and the A's game being like in the afternoon, which I think makes absolutely no sense. The Mariners have a full day off tomorrow. Sacramento, the A's don't even have to fly anywhere because they're going to be at Sacramento for the weekend. Mariners just have a very easy flight back to Seattle, and yet they're still making that over accommodation to make the game in the afternoon because I would love to cover the game in the evening. I just don't like how the MLB makes the scheduling sometimes. It's just frustrating. Especially when I have a don't quit your day job is still a very prominent thing. And I'm starting to think that it was partially the reason why YouTube is just not pushing it, because I guess when I lose consistency for just 2 games. Now here's a ground ball by Lawrence Butler, and Solano got it, and that's going to be out. As we still have Emerson Hancock still hanging strong. He's at inning number 6 right now. Hancock has 5 innings of work so far, only giving up 3 hits, 2 runs. The pitch, low for a ball. This is Brent Rooker. So it's the big heart of the lineup that's going to make it the challenge. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Polanco. Throw to first in time. Good heads-up play. Yeah, I know. YouTube only pushes viral content. You basically need to go viral over and over and over. I know. Seems that podcasting seems to be weak these days. Which is why I'm maybe reconsidering of how I'm going to do my videos. Seems it's just a waste of time when my videos are not being pushed at all. Now here's a line drive, and that's actually going to be base hit. Going into the gap, that's going to be an easy double for Soderstrom. And he's going to second base. Maybe he has a chance for third base. And he's actually going to third. No! Changes his mind. But yeah, maybe that whole podcasting for like my post series show is probably just a waste of time. Maybe better off trying a different approach. Yeah, they want viral. It seems that consistency is just not enough. I mean, Mr. Beast, I'm not dogging him on for anything. If you do rant videos, but that's not healthy. No, I'm already over that. I already burned bridges with other Mariner YouTubers because of it, so it's just not worth it anymore. As now we're at Miguel Andujar. We're at 1-2, and the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Polanco. He's got it. Throw to first. That is in time. And other than the double, that makes it almost a 1-2-3. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. It is still tied at 2-2. So what's your opinion on the torta? Personally, I'm not a torta guy. I never liked it. I'm more of a taco guy. It just seems to be another sandwich, so it just never got the appeal out of me. Yeah, you love my softball videos, but that's not viral, and YouTube hibernates your next video. I know. YouTube is really a crapshoot. Like, sometimes I feel that if I started this channel like 2015, 16, or even 2020, I think I could have gotten away with a lot of things. I think first I could have gotten the initial audience that was like, there was just, when there was not really much of a market, like everything was opportunistic, not much competition. And now look where we are. Like sometimes I do question, like, am I doing something wrong that's just not warranting anything? Like, I think my podcast videos are just not working. They're just not getting pushed at all. But my NBA video that I made with the Sonics, that got like 577 views. So maybe the edited form at least gets me 100. I don't know. And we are back from the break. And it's going to be a ball. And it's going to be Miles Masterboni. Only politics are getting views, but that's not healthy too. I don't want to do that either. You're right. The pitch is a ground ball foul. Sports content's just really tough. So really my bulk of my work for this channel is really like my edited form videos and the live stream videos. As we're at 1-1, the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. After this inning, I'll be doing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Along with the Louie Louie. And now we're at 1-2 for the Masterboni and the pitch. And there's a ground ball, and I think that's going to get fair, and that bounces off, and Masterboni should have a shot for second base, and he will get there, and that is not in time, and he will get there for a double. And Masterboni, that is 2 doubles in this game. He has actually been one of the contributors of this team. And now you got a runner in scoring position. How can you possibly screw this up? Now you have J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco against a righty, and Julio Rodriguez. You literally have 3 shots to go for this. Like, how do you screw this up? You have to try really, really hard, take skill. And it looks like Mark Kotze, the manager, is actually going to argue this call on the other hand. And nope. I wouldn't know. Never heard. But Mariners got lucky for that one. We're at 1 for 3. And looks like they're reviewing the call. Looks like it's a challenge by the A's. Now I just want to see what it's up to. Yep, Athletics lose their challenge, so they're out of ammunition. Imagine performing 48 hours of Mariners Classic games or recent games. And now we're at Crawford, and now here's the pitch, and he's looking for a bunt, and that's not going to happen. As we're at 1-0 for the JP. And now here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 2-0. It's actually going to be a lefty. Excuse me, what was I talking about? The pitch. Low for a ball. Why was I saying righty? Yeah, of course they're going to do this to just pin down Polanco. As we're at 3-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, take your base. Now, the only downside of this is you're risking a double play. That's all I can say. That's the issue I do have with this. And now we got Jorge Polanco. He has yet to be on his left side today. And now the pitch to Polanco is going to bunt attempt, and that is not going to get anything done. So Polanco is out. I thought it bounced. I want to see the replay on that. Oh, yep, it was caught. Not a good bunting attempt by Jorge Polanco. And now you got 2 outs, and you're risking a double play. Now Julio Rodriguez is up to the plate. He is 2 for 3, but I don't know how he does. I got to see how he does on runners in scoring position. And yep, they're calling for the bullpen. Julio Rodriguez has been a 357 hitter as a 3 hitter, believe it or not. With runners in scoring position for Julio, he's batting just 121. I think my confidence has been dashed because of it. No double hitter, no double header today, Adam. And also to help this channel, not only hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification, but also help me get to my donations goal of 50. $50 is the goal. Now, if you put in $1 or $10 or whatever, I don't care. Just do it how you want to do it. Now they're advertising for the Mariners versus the Yankees. And Sterner is going to be the man on the bullpen. They're going for the righty, but he has yet to give up a run, so it's going to be tough for the Mariners to get any kind of runs. As we are 2 for 3. 2 for 3 is Julio Rodriguez. Has a big chance, but he's a 125 hitter with runners in scoring position. The pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Julio homered and singled. As we're at 2 for 3, as we're at a 1-0 count. Randy Arozarena on deck, but Julio's got to deliver the 1-0 and a foul ball. Horrible swinging attempt by Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners are completely wasting every bit of opportunity against the A's. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Inside, that got him. He goes to first base, and now the bases are loaded. At this point, that's the most effective offense the Mariners can do, is getting hit by the pitch. I hate to say it. Yeah, that hit him pretty good. Let's see how brutal it was. Can't tell where it hit him, though. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. As now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. What are you doing? That was a horrible swing. As we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Why would you? What the fuck are you doing? A check swing? I don't get it. Randy Rosarena, you fucking dumbass. Like, why are you swinging? Like, I am so confused. And now it's Mitch Garver up to the plate, and we got 2 outs, by the way. Not good. Yeah. And now the pitch, and now it's going to be popped up, and that's not going to get anything done. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side, and we go into the bottom of the 7th inning, and Mariners are really running out of time. And we're going to do the 7th inning stretch. Everyone get up on your feet. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because it would be 3 in a row. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Pop, 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 hello, hello. Oh, Sam, we gotta go. Yeah. Hello, hello. Oh, hey, Sam, we gotta go. A fine little girl, she waiting for me. Is that just ship across the sea? A ship all alone. Never make, yeah. And we are back from the break. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wonder if Emerson Hancock, they're still going to keep him in for the 7th inning. Chris, long time no see. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since you've been around. It's good to see you again. And I think they pulled them out. Oh, please tell me you didn't do it. They're just looking at his last 4 starts, I guess. And it's going to be Matt Brash. Not sure. Maybe I would have given him just one more inning because he's at 71. You pulled him after 71 pitches? Really? Ugh. Not really into this idea. I would have kept him Emerson Hancock. Only 71 pitches. And it's not like Matt Brash is like the flamethrower from 2023. I think Hancock should have gotten one more inning because he was pitching very well. As we're at 0-1, and now the pitch to Langoliers, and that's going to be outside for a ball. It's good to see you, Chris. Like, where have you been all these years? I feel like it's been like over a year since you've been around. As we're at 1-1 for Shea Langoliers. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. I'm not really into the idea of pulling Hancock after 71 pitches. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Polo. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. I'm going to put this on Twitter right now. Pulling Emerson Hancock after just 71 pitches makes no sense. He was pitching fine, and the bullpen is depleted from yesterday's extra inning game. He deserved one more inning. And now it's going to be JJ Bleday as we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. I wouldn't have, as much as I love Matt Brash, I would have kept him in. Emerson Hancock also has 3 quality starts. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a slider. I think that got him. Or maybe it could have been a sinker. It was actually a knuckle curve, so he's starting to do some of that stuff. As we're at 1-2 for the Brash, or for Blade. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Solano. Toss over the first, and that is in time. And Matt Brash has been dominant in his first two batters. You stopped watching sports for a little, but came back on Mariners opening day. You were trying to find your account, but forgot the name and remembered. Rooftop Sports. It's kind of sad that YouTube didn't even push me out. That's pretty sad that YouTube isn't pushing my name out there on people that already know me. The pitch, and that is up high for a ball. But I'm glad you found my name. It's kind of strange. Like, I'm posting very consistently, and it's not even going back to my own viewers. As we're at 1-0. Now the pitch to Brash, or not was to Brash, and that's actually going to get through for a base hit. It got off of the glove of Matt Brash, and Wilson catches a break. I guess another way to remember me, if you don't want to forget me, there's always my membership for just $5 a month, or my Patreon page, which is link in bio, also $5 a month, another way of supporting the Rooftop Sports. So you have your options. Or like the video, Chris, so algorithm pushes me. And now here's Kurtz, now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Oh, you did? At least on my Instagram, huh? As we're at 0-1 for Nick Kurtz. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Now, Matt Brash is getting up there in the pitches. He is definitely not getting another inning. That means you're going to burn through your entire bullpen. I just don't understand why you pulled him. Emerson Hancock. And now we're at 1-1. The pitch. Low for a ball. That's going to be 2-1. Because now we're at 2-1. And don't get to 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low. That's going to be outside for a ball. It's going to be 3-1 for Kurtz. I thought Scott Service was still worse than Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson's not good, but Scott Service was way worse. He would pull guys out with borderline no-hitters. As we're at 3-1, the pitch. Outside, that gets away. That's going to be ball 4 anyway. And now it's going to be, it's still 2 outs, but you got runners on first and second. Still didn't understand why you pulled Matt Brash. I mean, not Matt Brash, but Emerson Hancock. I'm still just baffled by that decision. Pete Woodworth is now coming out. I'm not even going to blame Matt Brash for not performing. I'm going to blame Dan Wilson for bad moves. And how is Eduardo Bizardo still on this team? Like, I'm pretty sure he's sleeping with someone within the organization. That's what my thinking is. Just like Bobby Ayala. He slept with Lou Pinella's daughter. Name was Christy Pinella. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but Matt Brash is losing a bit of his control. Now it's to Luis Urias. Got to get out of this inning. As we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Oh, and that hit him. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And now it seems that my concerns on pulling Emerson Hancock after just 71 pitches has been well validated. Brash is just not, he's just lost full control. Yeah, they did put Troy Taylor in AAA. I think that's what happened. Hit him in the shoulder, and I think also in the helmet. But now it's Lawrence Butler. And Dan Wilson has seen enough, and now he's just going to be continuing wasting bullpen pitchers after bullpen pitchers. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
Tired today.
And we are back from the break as we got Gabe Spire up on the mound. And now the pitch to Butler. And a swing and a miss, strike one. Butler looked like he was going to have a big swing on that. I want to look forward to the next inning, but the Mariners have got to get out of this. Bases are loaded with 2 outs and the pitch. And that's going to be strike 2 on a 96-mile-an-hour heater by Gabe Spire. It's going to take a huge effort to get Spire to get him out. Lawrence Butler. He does strike out more against the lefties. And now the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Mariners get themselves out of a jam on 3 straight strikes. And we go into the top of the 8th inning. It is still 2-2. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And we are back from the break. Well, Chris, do you live near Snoqualmie? They're waiting for your order. 50% off on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesdays. Now here's Dylan Moore. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. If you live near Snoqualmie, I'll give you that phone number. And now the 1-0. Now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to be a base hit. It is closed. I forgot to say that. They are probably closed right now, but Monday and Tuesday, give them a call or go to the place. Tell them that Rooftop Sports hooked you up. And my boss knows about it. Now here's Rowdy Tellez. They're going to try to see what they can get out of him, as they should, because Donovan Solano's a freaking bum. Yeah, well, go there next Tuesday. I'll be doing a game then. Now here's the pitch to Tellez. Now here's a ground ball, and that is actually a foul ball. As we're at 0-1 for Rowdy Tellez. He's got his signs. He's got what he wants. And now the throw to first. And that's going to be not in time. Rowdy Tellez in the current road trip is batting .429, 6 of 14 with 3 RBIs. So there is opportunity. Tellez hasn't been a total dumpster fire for the team. And now the 0-1 pitch, and there's a pitch out. And that's going to be 1-1. And now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. Yep, Teresa, you are right. No extra innings, please. And now the pitch. And that is a strike, strike two. And Rowdy Tellez could not believe it. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike three. And now that's going to be one down. It's almost like Dylan Moore should have stole the base. Now we got Ben Williamson up to the plate. As we're at Ben Williamson. Now the pitch. And a check swing, foul ball. Oh and 1. Now the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Mariners have the go-ahead run. Now at 1-1. Now the pitch. And that was right down the middle for a strike. How do you not swing at that, Ben Williamson? So you swing at a horrible pitch that was about to hit you, and yet you don't even swing something right down the freaking middle. You got to swing at those. 1-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike three. And now we've got 2 outs, and the Mariners are in danger of leaving another man on base, just wasting everything. And here's Miles Mastroboni, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. He is 2 for 3. Yep, this is a very sickening game. Makes me sick to my stomach. Mariners are wasting every bit of opportunity. Looks like their offense went back to normal. And now the throw to first. And barely, Dylan Moore makes it back in time. As we're at 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Now here is a ball and a throw to second, not in time. As Dylan Moore gets a stolen base. I was wondering why he didn't do that in the last 2 batters, which made absolutely no sense. I wonder why he didn't steal. He had his chance. Now you got a runner in scoring position. But it's up to Dylan Moore. Or Miles Mastroboni. It looks like they're reviewing the call. They're reviewing the call. Wonder if this is actually going to be a legitimate out or a stolen base. I don't know. It looks like that may warrant to be an out. No, he missed the tag. Yep, it was the correct call. Here's Miles Mastroboni. We're at 1-1. Now the pitch. Now here's a line drive to left.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is...
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Oh boy. And we are back from the break. Oh, Gabe Spire is still on the mound. It would have made no sense to pull him. You got Brent Rooker and Soderstrom the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. This could be extra bases. And now he's going to second base, and the throw to second, and that's going to be not in time. And this is a big opportunity for the A's to take the lead.
Straight out of the box is Rooker in the second. He said that was a huge 90 feet.
Now the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Brent Rooker could be, no, he's at third base. And now you got runners on first and third. It didn't really see much hustle out of Miles Mastroboni. And now you're in real deep trouble. He literally just let that drop right in front of him. Now it looks like Dan Wilson has already seen enough. Going to Colin Snyder, like maybe these problems would have been prevented had Dan Wilson let Emerson Hancock pitch one more inning. I know, I need to chill somewhere. Yep, Dan Wilson's really wasted a really good Emerson Hancock outing.
Around the block, but you need to stop with service so good it's guaranteed. Root Sports is now streaming.
Yeah, I don't need Fubo.
Streaming live on all your devices. Plus over 100 top channels. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Fubo's garbage. And we are back from the break. Mariners are working with no outs, runners on first and third. It would be an absolute miracle if the Mariners get out of this. And with Colin Snyder, who's clearly not the 2024 version of himself, especially with a 3.77 ERA, the odds of that seems very small. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball for Miguel Andujar. As we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. One and one. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to get right through for a base hit. And Rooker is going to score. And the A's now take a 3-2 lead on a single by Miguel Andujar. And that may just be the dagger. Knowing that the Mariners offense has been suspect, that means the A's may have just won this game. And that just only seemed like a matter of time. All of this was because of a pitching change error by Dan Wilson. And now here's Colin Snyder. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. That is Shea Langoliers. Yeah, Garver should not be on this team anymore. I mean, does that mean you call up Harry Ford or Blake Hunt? But Blake Hunt isn't really that much of a promising prospect either. We're at 0-1 for Langoliers. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. What you really want is a triple play, but triple plays are also very rare too. Now we're at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. That is a foul ball. At least if Garver could at least be a decent fielding catcher, I wouldn't mind his god-awful offense, but he can't do anything. It's true. As we're at 0-2 for Langoliers and the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio makes the catch, but tagging it second is going to be Soderstrom. And now you got runners on first and third with only 1 out. Langoliers did his job on that one. Now it's J.J. Bleday up to the plate. Oh for 3 for J.J. Bleday. That's what he is. He had a ground out. A double play could be useful, especially for a 3-2 game. And now the pitch. And now here's a foul ball. As we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. Ever since the Mariners scored 13 runs, and that's what I feared, like scoring 13 runs was bad luck. And ever since they scored 13 runs, Mariners offense has been atrocious. As we're at 0-2 for Bleday. And now the pitch. And that is strike 3 called. And now we've got 2 outs. And I think it's going to be Jacob Wilson up to the plate. Another dangerous hitter for the A's. And it will be. Colin Snyder at 10 pitches. He has done what he could, considering that he didn't really have much to work with. Like, he had a runner on first and third with nobody out. So it was really no surprise that he was going to give up the run. And the shocking thing is Mason Miller is not even in the bullpen. Now the pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Dan Wilson has made key mistakes. Like, he benched Cal Raleigh when he should have done it in the Texas series in the 3rd game. And now the pitch. Now it's a liner and foul. Now you have 1 strike, 1-1. Jacob Wilson's batting .455 with 17 RBIs. And with 2 outs, he seems to be even better. The 1-1. And a foul ball, strike 2. Jacob Wilson at a 4.2% lowest K rate. He doesn't strike out much at all. And now the 1-2. That's going to be outside for a ball. Looks like Garver told him to pitch outside. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball as he reached for it. Mariners bullpen is absolutely getting depleted. It would be an absolute miracle if the Mariners even get 1 out of 3 in this series at this point. Even just getting swept is a miracle. As we're at 2-2, and now the pitch runner goes outside for a ball. 3-2, and a free stolen base has been done because you can't throw him out. As now we're at 3-2. And the pitch. And it's ball 4, take your base. And the bases are loaded again for the second straight inning. And this is getting very, very dangerous. And now it's going to be Nick Kurtz.
He definitely isn't going up there looking to strike out or walk.
Nick Kurtz is up to the plate. He is now 0 for 1. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. As we're at 0-1 for the Kurtz. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Strike 2. Mariners are heavily in danger. We're at 0-2. Pitch number 20 going to be for Colin Snyder. And now the pitch. And that's not a strike. Wow. The umpire really wants to keep this inning going. Mitch Garver also handled the framing job really terribly. As we're at it, he made it too obvious. And now we're at 1-2. Now the pitch. And it's inside for ball 2. 2-2 the count on the Nick Kurtz. Two and two. And the pitch. And that is a liner fouled. Could have gone either way on that one. This inning is so stressful, I don't even want to talk about what's ever going to happen for the 10th inning. As now we're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Mariners are severely running out of time, and the ones that are going to do it is going to be J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco, and Julio Rodriguez. Maybe I'll show some of my...
Nice, Joe. Nice. Go, 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 go. All right, Joe. Woo! Too hard to handle. Nice hit, Joe.
Okay, Joe, now's your time to shine. Yeah.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza.
And now we are back from the break. Here's the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's a foul ball, broken bat. Mariners are running out of time. They got J.P. Crawford, then they got Jorge Polanco, and then Julio Rodriguez. As we're at 1 for 3 is J.P. Crawford. Ferguson's the closer for today. He's also very effective. 0.52 ERA. The pitch. Inside net, nearly kind of got him, not really, but it's going to be 1-1. JP's batting .295, and now we're at the 1-1, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. As we're at 1 for 3 for JP. Ferguson's on pitch number 3. It's going to be pitch number 4. 1-2. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-2. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. And now it's going to be up to Jorge Polanco, as at least he's on his left side. And I don't know where this is going to go, but Mariners are severely running out of time. But you figured that it was only a matter of time that the Mariners would cool off, but they're cooling off in really bad ways. But we all knew that this was not sustainable. You guys should have known it. Now here's Polanco, the pitch. Outside for a ball on an 87-mile-an-hour pitch. As we're at 1-0. He's batting .356. He's cooling off too. The pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. 2-0. It was very close. And now 2-0. And the pitch. Inside, that nearly got him. I mean, some may have said, including idiots like me, would say that maybe he should have took one for the team. But considering his injury problems, of course he's not going to take one for the team. Especially when there's nobody on base right now. As we're at 3-0, and I would say red light on this one. And now the pitch. And that is a strike, which was easily right outside the ABS zone. It was way outside the zone. And the catcher didn't have to frame that. Well, he did, I guess. But it wasn't a good framing job. As we're at 3-1. I would say just hit the crap out of this one at this point. As we're at 3-1 for Polanco from Ferguson. Now the pitch. Ball 4, take your base. And now you got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Does he have enough in him to be the hero? They went changeup, cutter, sweeper, sinker, and another sinker. And he missed it. But now it's up to Julio Rodriguez, who was 2 for 3. He got hit by the pitch last time, but now he's got to do a lot more than that. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. He really tried that one. And that is going to be tying run is at first base. Lead run is at the plate. But Julio missed a big opportunity as he fouled off of an easy pitch, at least on major league level, as we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And now you got runners on first and second. Julio with his 3rd hit of the day. Polanco goes to second base. And now we got runners in scoring, a runner in scoring position with 1 out. You're at risk for the double play. And when you have Randy Arozarena, Randy Arozarena's up to the plate. I can't trust this guy. I can't trust him one bit. He takes a stupid swing. I don't feel good about this. Rosarena's 0 for 3. I don't expect him to do anything. But here we go. He walked in the first, the pitch, and that got him, and he takes it for the team. And now the bases are going to be loaded. And who is it going to be for? We need Cal Raleigh. Bring in Cal Raleigh right now. He got well rested. Let him in. Let him hit. Let him hit. Cal Raleigh should be batting. It's not, you cannot do Mitch Garver on this. Leo Rivas is running in place of Randy Arozarena. This doesn't make any sense. I think you should have done it for Polanco. I don't know. But now all you need is a sacrifice fly. You got to get Cal Raleigh in there. You're not gonna go into. There you go. Yep. Cal Raleigh is now. He technically hasn't missed a day yet because of it. Yeah. Even Dan Wilson came to his senses that Mitch Garver is not going to be your guy in the clutch. And this would be a good time for Cal Raleigh to come up with a really big hit, especially in the top of the 9th inning with just 1 out. But a double play is also in play. Cal Raleigh with 12 home runs, tied for the major league lead, 10th in OPS, 6th in WRC+, 7th in F-WAR. But now those numbers don't matter right now. What matters now is what's happening right now. And now here's the pitch. And that is inside for a ball. And that was kind of headed towards Cal Raleigh's direction. And that is going to be a 1-0 count. 3 balls away from tying this game. It's all up to Cal Raleigh. This is a big opportunity for him. As that we're at 1-0. Now the pitch. And it's outside for a ball. 2 balls away from tying this game. The butterflies are spreading all over me. I want to drink some water, but I can't right now because I am just so dang focused on this game. And luckily, Mason Miller is not even available because he did it yesterday. Now the 2-0. And that is outside for a ball. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. And I am willing to sacrifice my credibility. Green freaking light. Let's just hit it. Hit the ball. See what happens. Be careful what you wish for. And now the 3-0 pitch. And that was a strike. It was right there. It was your pitch right there, Cal Raleigh. It was your pitch right there. That was literally your pitch. Guess he didn't like the outside corner. And now here is the 3-1 pitch. And now here's a liner to right field. And that's going to be a base hit. This ball game is tied. Here comes Polo. That should score another run. And that does score a run. And the Mariners now take a 4-3 lead on a 2-run RBI single by Cal Raleigh. What a time for him to be clutch. He took over for the struggling Mitch Garver. And now the Mariners have a 4-3 lead. Thank you, Big Dumper, for your clutch moment. It was hanging on the outside, and Cal Raleigh decided to do so. And his outsides are not exactly his strong suits, but he did it. And now it's a 4-3 lead by the Big Dumper. And he came up clutch. And now here's Dylan Moore. Can he add more to it? Because we know a 1-run lead is not going to be enough. Now he has to do some more of the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Cal Raleigh, he delivered when they needed it most. And now we're at 1-0 for Dylan Moore. They did take the 9th inning lead. And now the pitch. And it's a ground ball foul. I don't think he really needed to swing at that, but knowing the untrustworthy umpire, it makes him second guess to hit that. I just cannot believe that Cal Raleigh came up with that clutch hit. As now we're at 1-1 for Dylan Moore. At this point, I don't care how many views I have. I just care about the Mariners winning this dang game. And now we're at 1-1. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be a foul ball. That was going to at least get a run in for sure. Cal Raleigh maybe would have gotten this. He would have gotten the second base on that one. I mean, Dan Wilson did the absolute obvious. You do Mitch Garver on that one, you're dead. As we're at 1-2, and in case Dylan Moore can't do it, it's going to be up to Rowdy Tellez. And now we're at the 1-2 pitch, and now why did he swing at that? It's a foul ball. It went into the grass area. Carlos Vargas is going to be the pitcher in the bullpen. I'm not liking that. And it's also because they wasted Munoz last night. And the Munoz thing really did go to waste. As we're at 1-2, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. This should score in a run. Tagging at third. And they are going to get another run to throw to the plate. No throw to the plate. And Dylan Moore extends the lead with a sacrifice fly to make it 5-3. Great job on Dylan Moore to do that, especially coming back from injury. And the Mariners extend the lead to make it 5-3 over the Athletics. Just to think that this would have been the game I would have went to had I made that trip. Had Don't Quit Your Day Job not get in the way, I'd be watching this game with my cousin. My grandma would have just said, yeah, have fun, just go. Would have had really good Japanese food. And yep, Mark Kotze is coming out, and he has seen enough. And we go into, well, coming in is going to be Harris. I cannot believe what I just saw. It was nothing more than a heroic comeback. And the Mariners are now in business 5-3. Wouldn't it be a Seattle game if it isn't stressful? It is true, RPG. Papa Murphy's Pizza commercial? Screw you. Here's my commercial. Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. And we are back from the break. Now it's Hogan Harris going against Rowdy Tellez. And now here's the pitch. And that was a big curveball, and that is a strike. And that must have thrown off Rowdy Tellez, so I couldn't blame him for not swinging at that. He did strike out on his first at-bat, Rowdy Tellez, but we could use another home run by him to pitch, and he really did go for that, and that is going to be strike two. As we're on 2 outs, 2 strikes. The next 3 hitters for the A's, once they go into the 9th inning, It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I don't even know who's gonna be up at this point. Better go to the full play-by-play, as that we're at 0-2. Kurtz was the last batter, so after that, it's gonna be Urias, Butler, and Rooker. So this is gonna be a challenging inning, as we're at 0-2. The pitch, and that's gonna be low for a ball. 1-2. With Urias is going to be the first one, as we're at 1-2. And now the pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. But however, the Mariners got themselves back into the game and grabbed the lead to make it a 2-run lead. But without Andres Munoz, it's going to be tough. And maybe I will do this.
Nice, Joe. Nice. Go, 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 go. All right, Joe. Woo! Too hard to handle. Nice hit, Joe. Okay, Joe, now's your time to shine. Yeah.
And we are back from the break. Cal Raleigh, the defensive replacement, obviously. And that's going to be up to Carlos Vargas to go for his save, and he's looking for his first one. He is the man off of the Eugenio Suarez trade, and many people are distracted by that because Carlos Vargas is actually having a 2.76 ERA. He's actually one of the top relief pitchers, believe it or not. He does have good stuff. He's got a good velocity. He just has a lot of work to do with it. Now here is Luis Urias, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. That was on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Nope, Munoz can't do 2 in a row. Hey, Fritz, how's it going? Thanks for being here. I know you're the only one that really donates to my channel, but I'll even take your bare minimum contribution. I'll even take that. As we're at 0-1 for the Urias. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That's just nasty. Angie Mentic, he's not that lights out. Like, shut up. As we're at 1-2 on the Carlos Vargas. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a nasty one. I think that was a cutter or a sinker. And that's going to be strike 3. Now we got 1 out, but you've got Lawrence Butler and you got Brent Rooker. The pitches they say it was actually a cutter. And now here's Lawrence Butler. And now the pitch. And that's actually going to be a ball just outside corner. And after this game, no matter how it goes, I do have to take off because I got to do a video shooting with Jay Trident Podcast. And now we're at 1-0. And he misses it again for a ball. And it's going to be 2-0. Now you get a little bit nervous now because you do not want to give the chances of Brent Rooker and Soderstrom the pitch. And that's going to be a strike this time. 2-1 gives you a little bit of cushion. You don't want to get to ball 3, and you definitely don't want to walk him. You got to get out of this quickly. The 2-1. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. A nice pitch by Carlos Vargas. I think that was a sinker, and it was a sinker, a 95-mile-an-hour sinker that was. And now we're at 2-2. Let's see if he does it again. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. This time that was a fastball. Or was that a sinker at a 98-mile-an-hour sinker? Like, Carlos Vargas really does. He really does have the good stuff. As we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. 3-2. And this is where things get really dangerous. Because then you'll have the tying run at the plate if you do walk him. And my feed just froze for a moment. And now we're at 3-2. The pitch. And that is strike 3 called. And yes, Fritz, he has been off today, but it worked in our favor this time. And the Athletics are down to their final, and I mean final out. Can the Mariners finish this off? Remains to be seen. It's all up to Brent Rooker to see if he can extend this inning. He is 2 for 3. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a fly ball, and that is going to be a foul ball. 2 strikes away from winning this game for the Mariners to escape, to at least give them an opportunity to win their 9th series in a row. But you got to get Brent Rooker out, or anybody out. As long as you're winning. He did double, single, and walk, and 2 stolen bases. The pitch and check swing. Did he go? He did not go. It's going to be 1-1 on Brent Rooker. The game is getting very stressful. We're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be strike 2, and it is game time. They are down to their final strike. Julio Rodriguez started it off with a home run. A's kept answering. And now here's the 1-2. And now here's a ground ball. And that's going to get right through for a base hit. Now you got the tying run at the plate. And this game just won't die. And now you got another dangerous hitter in Tyler Soderstrom. And now you got to be very careful. Yep. It was on 2 strikes, and he still gets away with it, especially with a lackluster defensive player in Jorge Polanco. And now we're at 2 for 4 for Soderstrom. And now the pitch. And that is way inside for a ball. Hanging out at that stadium on the grass does look like a good vibe. Oh, it's a great vibe. You just got to do it. That's why I wanted to go to that game. I really wanted to go, but I couldn't go because #Don'tQuitYourDayJob. The timing just wasn't there. Many complicated reasons. And now we're at Tyler Soderstrom at 286. And now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And now you got the winning run at the plate. And now Vargas is starting to lose it. And I would wonder if Dan Wilson's going to consider going for someone else in the bullpen, if there is even anyone in the bullpen. I don't know. And now you could they were just 1 strike away. Like, maybe just Munoz, just 1 hitter, just 1 batter. I don't know. Andujar was already out for this game, so it's going to be Seth Brown. He's going to be the pinch hitter, as if the pinch runner took over. Now I have more people tuning in. I mean, it helps when it's a bit more intense. And now it's all up to Carlos Vargas to get out of this. And now the pitch. And that is a strike on a 97-mile-an-hour sinker. And that's all Vargas has been relying on, is that sinker. I would encourage him to actually try out some more stuff, because now your pitches are a bit more predictable. What about your cutter, your slider? And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be caught by Dylan Moore. and the ball game is over. The Mariners get out of a jam. They narrowly escape by Carlos Vargas, and this ball game is over off of a comeback effort by the Mariners in the top of the 9th inning. The bases were loaded. Cal Raleigh with his heroics, and he has yet to take a day off, but it paid off anyway. And the Mariners now have tied the series, even the series, to at least still give them a hope that they still can win the series. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow, but I'm going to have to go. Everyone, thank you for tuning in very late. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, donate, whatever. Say I'm garbage, anything you want to say, and have a good night. And go Mariners.